Okay, so just thought I'd do a little update for what are we now? February, March time. Haven't really done anything. So there's a couple projects on the go. Hopefully you're following along with one of these. So the P40 is something that has attracted a few people. There's been a few more subscribers over the channel recently, which I think is from this one. And as you can see, well, it might not look like a lot's changed, but this is in the primer coat now. So we're rattling on into where we're going to be putting paint on, and I'm just finishing off a few little seams that I'm checking. So there's just one on the top of the cowling there, and I've blended that in a bit as well, where I've sanded off quite a lot of material. It's just a little bit flat on the edges, so I'm just blending that back in, and then I'll be putting the detail back in there. One side's quite good, the other side is a little bit sharp. It sort of goes up and then across, whereas I want to blend in a little bit, although I think they were a bit flat on the top, so I do need to check just how it's meant to look. But it's quite impressive at how good the seams are, really. I mean, I've just sanded through most of them. There's only been a little bit of filler here and there, so not a lot to worry about there. I'm pretty sure that tonight I've got a couple of sessions that I'm going to have in here where I'll get all of this done and get it ready for putting some paint on during the week. So that's the P40. Hopefully by the end of the week it should be all painted and we'll be moving on. The spinner and the drop tank are all okay now seam wise, so that's okay. They just need the detail being put back in. We've also got the B25, which is just ticking on in the background there. I've got the engine nacelles on now, and the bits that they obviously have the landing gear in there as well. Again, seam wise this is looking okay. Fit's not as great as compared to the P40. There's just sort of issues here and there where any of the major assembly parts go, but it's fine for what it is, being an Airfix kit. So that one's coming together. It's just being held up by where I'm using some filler, having to wait for it to dry and then sand it back, blend it and all the rest of it. So that one's ticking on in the background as well. So I'm hoping to have both of these pretty much out the way in a couple of weeks, and then we can move on with a few other projects. So I've mentioned before in the channel that there's a couple of things I've got on pre-order, and I thought it was worth just mentioning again. So I am going to be getting the 1/24 Airfix Hellcat, which are this should be a picture showing now. So that one, I've got that on pre-order, and as soon as it comes we'll have a look in the box and then get straight on with the build and be doing it in parts. So presumably building the engine's going to be struggle enough, so that'll be a part, and so on. So that should be interesting, especially after the Airfix program that was on the BBC recently. So that spurred me on even more to want to get on with that kit. So that one's coming. I've also got the Tiger Moth in 1/48 as well, which is due out around the same time. So I've got that one pre-ordered as well. So those two, obviously a Tiger Moth will go together relatively easy compared to the Hellcat. So that will bring us back to what there's been quite a lot of growth in the channel. So a lot of people have come from things like the P40 and a few other things I've done recently with the Spitfires and stuff. But there's a core to the channel where a lot of people have come due to the subjects based around the Spanish Civil War, and that is still very much part of what I'll be doing. So the Tiger Moth, for instance, I'll be doing that in a nationalist version, Spanish Air Force, so with the black cross on the white tail and all the rest of it. So fear not, if you're interested in the Spanish stuff as well, that will still be coming along. And once we get into with the Hellcat, which is I think about the end of May, so that's the time when I start the projects for Telford as well, which is in November. So any of the long-term projects will be ticking on alongside. So you get stuff here and there, and it should hopefully please everyone. That's a very difficult thing to do, I'm finding, on YouTube. The more numbers that come in, the more people want to sort of voice their opinions, I suppose. But I try and listen to it all, and where reasonable I try and make sure everyone's got something that they'll be interested in. So with that, mentioning the Spanish stuff, there's going to be a couple of projects I'll be doing now in the background which will be very long term, so you'll probably see bits of these in updates like this, but I'll save it until the actual video's done. These are projects I just want finished by November for Telford, and I'll be doing videos for them so you can see, because I think they're going to be very interesting projects. So the first one is this, which is the Special Hobby RO37, the Romeo Italian biplane, really, which mainly used in Spain. It was used in the Second World War as well, but it was a funny old thing, and it didn't really stand up against the opposition. But it was used quite well in Spain, and I think we're pretty much looking at the box art there, so that would be a nice kit to get on with. We've got lots of resin there. I think it's most of the cockpit's resin. We've got a resin engine and so on. So that's one. And this is what the kind of theme for Telford, although it's never exclusive themes that I do for the table, is going to be Italian. So I want to really get this one on the go as well. This is a much bigger project, so I don't know whether we'll get anywhere if we actually get to the end of this, but I'll certainly be giving it a go. And usually with the looming thought of Telford, that tends to kick me on and actually get things finished. But it's a big old beast, so we won't go right through the kit, but I thought it'd be interesting to look at. You know, that's the resin, pretty much in full interior, and anything else that can be made out of resin is resin. And the plane itself, 148, sort of two-engine bomber, is obviously quite big. So that's the point. It will make an impression on the table, which I need. But as you can see, I'm going to be looking at something like that. So relatively big kit. It's kind of the way I'm going at the minute. Everything seems to be getting bigger and bigger, but hopefully that will be of interest as well. I'll try and do full builds of all of these, and then as with like last year with the Telford stuff, I think I got sort of 6 or 7 projects over the line in the last sort of month and a half, in October and November. So they weren't full video builds, they were just sort of showing you what I did and how I got there. And then there's a few other things in the background that, you know, I may, depending on time, interest, and all the rest of it, I should be able to get across the line as well. I've got another Italian kit as well. So that's where we are with the channel at the minute. So hopefully, welcome to all the new subscribers, and haven't forgot about all the old subscribers. Hopefully there's something for everyone. There'll be a new update on these two builds as soon as I can get the kit to that point. So stay tuned to the channel, hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you in the next video.